All right, so I've got Rafael seeing the trades with us now.
What's going on, guys?
Am I adding to AGNC? No, I'm not adding to AGNC. So as I mentioned earlier before the stream closed previously, I was talking about a possible another move up to the top of the range, both on SPY and QQQ. What bears may try to pull off here is a triple top on the S&P. Besides that, we're knocking on the door of filling the gap up to 644.80. But right now, I think it's smart to stay on the bullish side because I was talking about how it looks like there's a lot more activity in the Strait of Hormuz right now. We'll see if that continues. But as I mentioned earlier, I would be expecting a Trump tweet here soon. Rafael, what do you think of the market right now?
So I posted this on X as well as on my Substack. So my thoughts for today is that we have the JP Morgan collar. That's a huge trade that has been affecting the markets. I mean, so the market makers are short on JP Morgan's puts. So that means that every time that the market drops, they have to sell futures to remain delta neutral so that they're properly hedged, because the market maker's goal is to remain as risk-free as possible. So they're constantly hedging, and so the recent downward move that we've seen has been compounded by the market makers consistently selling into that downward pressure, which is making things worse, just so that they can stay neutral on this JP Morgan collar. But the thing is that that position expires today. Well, that's a candle and a half. New high day there. So the JP Morgan collar gets rolled for the next quarter at the end of the day today. So that could be definitely a bullish catalyst, because market makers are going to have to hedge differently now that the position has been rolled. So I think that we may continue this bounce tomorrow, but long term, I mean, if you look at the daily chart here, yeah, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself until we see. We draw a little trend line here. Until we break back above this trend line, I mean, the downward pressure, I think, is just going to continue. So this, in my opinion, is a dead cat bounce until I see some sort of actual conclusion to this conflict. And yeah, the institutions need to start also flipping bullish, because right now everybody's going to be watching the JP Morgan position to see where they place their strikes for the next quarter.
So you've got a big move up on the indexes right now. It looks like SPY is trying to go for that gap fill. QQQ also heading up to its own gap, knocking on the door up to 570 now. Looks like we'll be testing 571 in a second. There's an insane amount of volume coming into the markets right now. I'm going to check the news. If you're in those calls, the runners that I had earlier, go ahead and start trimming those. We're at 571 now. SPY, I think, has already filled its gap or close to it. Yep, so SPY gap is filled. Would definitely be closing all your calls here now. We got both indexes are up over 2% now. Trying to see what news is coming out. Not seeing any big official news yet. That's a crazy move in the market, so something is going on. I'm going to cut all my calls here. Looks like the war could be coming to an end now. Yeah, okay. I'm fully closing my long position right here. Everything is up crazy right now.
This is also getting compounded because the short leg, or the bottom leg for the JP Morgan collar was at 64.75. So right now market makers are furiously buying into this to, again, hedge.
The Qs are almost up 3%. That's crazy.
Yeah, so this is partly news driven and then also partly mechanical. So that's why we're seeing such a violent move here. See what happens here at 6,500. Whoa, that is some volatility right there. Sheesh. We're seeing like dollar swings on SPY every single tick.
So both gaps on QQQ and the S&P 500 have been filled. So
So notice that.
this is crazy.
This is the violent snapback rally that I was talking about in my Substack post. This is it right here.
Question is, how high do we go? Breaking news, we're back at prices from just last Thursday.
Let's see what the VIX is at. 26.
26.
The 50-day moving average is down at 2107, I believe. And again, that study that I keep talking about says that it takes 7.2 trading days on average after the VIX rises and closes above 30 to retest the 50-day moving average. So could probably expect further downside in VIX, which would boost markets, but we'll have to wait and see here. Keep in mind, I mean, obviously the war ending potentially would be good, but underneath the hood, like, nothing has been solved. I mean, if the Strait of Hormuz never really opens, I mean, we're still in an energy crisis right now. So just be careful about going long, like, heavy.
I just wouldn't enter anything right now, at least for the next 15 minutes.
Man, too bad I got stopped out on those on that runner. That would be up. Yeah, my average on those SPY 630 calls for April 2nd was 681, and right now they're trading at 1800. So I mean, that's a 3x right there. I'm starting to wonder here if we're going to end up kind of pinned right at like 64.75 on SPX, just because that's the bottom of the JP Morgan collar. Gamma exposure right now. It's not telling me too much right now. It's conflicting, but I mean that's expected. There's just been a huge amount of repositioning over the past 10 minutes.
The TQQQ calls from last Friday, go ahead and trim those. Yeah, that was an insane jump.
And that was just as violent of a move back down. I mean, if you caught the top, you would have caught 30 points.
For AGNC, because I know a couple of you are asking, that's a swing play. So there's not even going to be a trim today on AGNC. Break even, red, up. I'm probably not even going to trim it today. Did I enter before this pop? Yeah, I had those calls. Look back. They were in anticipation of the gap fill. Way earlier.
Oh, you guys want to know something funny? That's crazy because I have the Gamma heat map pulled up right now. There's a gigantic notice 65.15 on SPX, and you'll never guess where we reversed off of. And that probably was not on anybody's chart. I mean, that's just a completely random level, but that's why Gamma is so important, because it can reveal hidden support and resistance levels that you would never be able to spot from the chart. I may try to scalp a call here, see if I can get filled. Nah, I didn't get filled. I'm not chasing that.
Crazy volatility.
Yeah, so I mean, if 645 keeps holding on spot here, we could continue to see upside. And 575, which is right above the top of the gap, that is kind of showing resistance on the Gex heat map.
Somebody did take the Q's 572 call.
In the Discord?
Yeah, they mentioned it in the stream. I don't know
That's
if it's the
crazy.
same. I don't know if it's the same person who asked me earlier about the 572, and I said that was too much. I said 570 was probably
Man.
better.
The delta on those when you entered must have been like
It's
0.05.
egregious.
That's crazy. What was the percent gain on that?
1,000%.
Casual little 10 bagger there.
That's
Nice.
pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty good. AG&C calls up to 0.10. No, I'm not trimming.
Oh yeah, by the way, J-Lock closed his calls this morning and swapped the puts. So he is I don't know if you guys know about J-Lock on X, but yeah, he's a
DJ.
He's a degen.
If you follow him, you're going to eventually lose. I'm already calling it.
What did he say? Is this a different position, or did he close out of his original for his loss? Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with J-Lock right now, but yeah, he's probably fuming. Yeah, careful about entering anything here because you're gonna get wrecked by theta.
The IV is crazy high.
If we don't move, yeah, you're gonna get cooked by theta.
King James, if you're in the live stream, I just want to know why you're so bearish all the time. I'd love a sell-off to end the day. I mean,
I don't think it's likely.
No.
I think we're pinned right now. I think a dump does come, but it's not gonna be today. I'm actually gonna enter some put swings today.
I mean, the majority of this move down has been because of the war. So if the war comes to an end, that's kind of going to fix a lot of things.
Is it though? You know how hot that CPI is going to be this month?
Yeah, that's true. It's valid. The Dow is at 50,000.
That literally marked the absolute top. Okay, I just entered a couple of puts. I will alert in my channel here for the strike.
Bull flag and another leg up. Upside from here is really severely limited. I mean, the Qs are already up almost 3%, right?
This is the power of a negative gamma environment. Everybody is long puts right now, and so dealers are short puts. So when the market spikes, they're forced to buy alongside the move to hedge their puts until those are closed out by retail traders for a loss. So this is again mechanical as well as news driven.
So now we wait for the JPM. That's not for another hour, right?
It'll be closer to end of day.
2 p.m. Eastern. So
You can't even. It doesn't even show up on markets because what they do is they hedge by buying 0 DTE calls so that the delta is distributed amongst other trades so that the market makers don't have to immediately hedge their gigantic collar.
Right, so, but is this supposed to happen at 2? Like when I know we probably won't see anything at least at first, and then.
Yeah, the positions themselves won't show up, I don't think, for at least a couple days because they got to file everything.
Then we're cooked. The IV is pretty high again on cons, and theta's going to kill you, so it's really risky. Even going with any 0 DTE plays right now. They're asking which swing plays you took.
Check my channel in the Discord, Joshua Kim. Oh, I need to message P-Tor here. See if he's still in his Ondas calls with me.
Is it up to it?
Yeah, we're both cooked right now. I think I'm down about 50% on those calls.
Yeah, but the stock's up, what, 7% right now?
Oh, that's that's including the move up today.
Oh.
We're still down 50%. We're like,
because it's only just back up to what, yesterday's high? Actually, it's not even back up to yesterday's high. Yeah, but when did you take those for?
June, so we have time.
Oh. What's your Discord? If you're not in it, I can send you a link right now. Hold on. It's in the description as well, but here's the link. Meta is also having a massive day. It's up 5% right now, almost 6%. Do you thoroughly look over Greeks before you get into 0 DT, or just pick a strike and jump in?
Pretty much.
Yeah, just jump in.
Yeah, just jump it. You pretty much just go ooga booga mode. You just
It's 0
yeah,
DT.
it's 0 DTE. I mean, the Greeks are pretty much negligible. You shouldn't be holding those long enough for Greeks to really matter. The only thing you really need to keep in mind is that theta is just going to constantly just be working against you.
As I say, it's probably more important to watch the theta, if anything, because you want to avoid going too far out in strikes, obviously, right? So I mean, yeah, I mean, you sort of get used to it on 0 DTE because it ends up all being the same every single day. Man, maybe we do get another leg up.
We need to clear 575 here on Qs. If we do, we're going to get a pretty juicy rally.
578's up next. That's the R3 pivot. Setting up 3% on the day right now. Yeah, I'll still be taking more trades. I don't know if they'll be on the indexes, but I'll be taking more trades.
From a longer term perspective, I had 6,500 marked out. Actually, let me pull up my Substack real quick. I can tell you guys exactly what I wrote. 6,500, and then the long shot for this week would be 6,580 to 6,600. Which, at this point, it's possible that we do hit that before Friday. Just depending on the JP Morgan caller. And then there's also some important economic data coming out. I believe NFPs this week at some point. So yeah, that'll also kind of dictate the
We've got
move.
ADP tomorrow.
Oh, ADP, okay.
Yeah. We got initial jobless claims Thursday. We do have a few things. PMI, global manufacturing, and then we have JOLTS as well.
Okay. Is that all tomorrow?
JOLTS is tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, ADP is on Friday, right?
Yeah, no, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wait, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Oh, wait, the JOLTS was today?
Yeah, oh yeah, JOLTS was, it was this morning at 8.
I didn't look at that. I thought that was tomorrow. And we might see 578 on Qs. Let me see what we'd see on SPY. On SPY, we'd need to break 650 if we want another strong leg up. My call hit 7. Yeah, it did. It hit 7. I got out at 650 though, a little early, which is fine. I mean, it's already 900% gains anyways. And the hood leaps I have are now green. Why puts? Oh no, so the puts that Raphael's in, those are for much further out. That's not 0 DT.
No. These are swings. These are for April 10th. So, yeah, with like a week and a half out. Okay, yeah, okay. Now I see your message there. So essentially, why I'm in puts right now is because yes, the war may be coming to an end, but that's just one piece of the puzzle here. That's the geopolitical risk. There's also an entirely other perspective that you have to consider here, which is a looming energy crisis, The fact that gasoline is now over $4 a gallon nationally, which is going to dramatically spike CPI for next report, which means that the Fed may no longer be able to cut, which the market is looking for, which is obviously bullish for equities. So if inflation keeps going up and the Fed can't cut, also amongst a weakening job market, which we've seen recently, that's a stagflation type environment, and that is extremely bearish for the economy and obviously the equities market as well. So the geopolitical risk may be solved, but the real economic issues are not. So that's why I'm thinking that this downward move continues. So yeah, AH, I hope that answers your question. And it's a small position as well right now because I'm sure you guys have heard the expression, the market can stay irrational longer than you can remain solvent. So if you go all in on puts, you may just get wrecked because your timing is off, even though your thesis is entirely right. Like, the market may just keep pumping for a little bit, and then once you capitulate, you sell for a loss, that's when the move finally happens. So I'm starting small, and I'll evaluate as time goes on. Something else I've been looking at recently is the VIX term structure. So right now we're in backwardation, which means that front month futures contracts for the VIX are trading higher than the long-term contracts, which typically implies that short-term traders are extremely fearful. What you want to see is backwardation, where the short-term futures contracts for the VIX are trading lower than the higher time frame contracts, which means that in the distant future, there may be uncertainty. I mean, obviously there is. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. So that indicates stability, where it's like short term, people are not expecting too much volatility, but long term, there may be a little bit. Right now, traders are saying, hey, there's a ton of volatility. Everybody freak out. And then long term, they think that there's going to be more stability. So this is something that I'm going to keep monitoring, and I think everybody should kind of have on the radar is the VIX term structure. SPY put already down. Yeah, I think I'm down about 15% right now. I entered one put this morning before the pump, and then I entered one about 10 minutes ago. Let's see. Yeah, I'm down 17% right now. But if you were following along with me yesterday, I took 80% on SPY calls. So this is, yeah, it's not an issue. Drayden Neiman, SPY always goes up over time. Are you saying it will go down for another 20%, 23% loss like COVID? That's hard to say. COVID was a completely different situation than what's going on right now. That was obviously, there wasn't really anything economically. There wasn't any economic pressure, I guess. It was just the event of lockdowns. The pandemic obviously shut everything down, brought the global economy to a standstill. So that was the catalyst that freaked everybody out. But I mean, the V-shaped recovery was violent because the Fed immediately just intervened, quantitative easing, and yeah, the equities market just rallied. In this case, I don't know that the Fed has that resource available to them anymore because of the weakness in the labor market. And the fact that inflation is going to continue going up because of gas prices. Energy is a huge component of CPI, so it's really hard to say. But yeah, I think we are in for further downside. I think I would honestly expect at least 6K on SPX. But again, the market can remain irrational for a very, very long time. That's just my thesis, and I could be right, I could be wrong, but
I was taking a look at AGNC. I'll trim if it breaks $10. They're sitting at 0.10 right now. I'll trim if it breaks $10.
Yeah, I'm still down 50% on those Ondas calls. That's crazy. I did buy some more shares yesterday, though, so that's good.
Have they gotten a government contract yet?
No, still waiting on that. One of their companies that they just bought, though, Mistral, they got a $20 million contract.
Oh. FCX is up 6%. Let's go.
Yeah, I bought some USAS this morning. I picked up 500 shares at 505. It's currently at 520.
I think this momentum could continue into tomorrow.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I think it depends entirely on how we look end of day, as well as obviously the JP Morgan caller. Let me look at the gamma map to kind of gauge what's going on. But my immediate thought is that we're gonna chop tomorrow. That's my gut reaction right now. I mean, we filled the gap here on the Qs, which that was my target. I called that out on Sunday. I said I was looking for 574 this week at some point, and yeah, we got that. If we do continue pumping 580, 582, like the 580 to 583 range, that would be my next immediate target on the Qs. Yeah, let me look at the maps for tomorrow here. I'm not seeing too much upside there on SPY. There's nothing crazy on the Qs popping up either, despite this gigantic move. So yeah, I'm not sure that this rally is really sustainable. From a mechanical standpoint, that is. Yeah, nothing really on SPX either. I mean, 65.50 maybe on SPX on Wednesday. But then you're getting conflicting nodes on SPY here, 640 and 635. Nothing really on the upside that's sizable compared to the downside nodes. So yeah, today is not the day to enter swing calls or add to any of your long-term positions. I would hold off. Yeah, you guys got any tickers that you want me to look at or analyze? Just let me know. Sound leaps. Let me go to the daily on this one. Is this that AI company? Yeah, SoundHound AI. I'm bearish on the AI sector. I can't recommend that. I mean, from a technical standpoint, if it can hold right here above like 675, you might be able to get a little bit of momentum. But I'm bearish on the AI sector right now. I think it's going to be the downfall of of equities. Honestly, I'm working on a thesis right now that kind of explains my thought process. But basically, I'm of the opinion that the debt that these companies have sold to private funds are going to create a credit risk across the entire banking sector. Some of these companies, which one was it? It might have been Bloom Energy, Bloom or Applied Digital, but they issued 0% bonds for like 2032. And these private funds bought those. Like they're getting 0% interest. They're convertible bonds, so that means that they can convert those to shares eventually. But the convertible price is like so high compared to the current spot price. So I think that's going to create a lot of nervousness in these private funds, like their investors. Like their investors are going to start kind of freaking out a little bit. I mean, because these funds took notes at 0% interest. Like they're not getting paid at all right now. It's just such a huge risk. So I think the AI infrastructure sector is going to be the collapse of the AI narrative. But short term, yeah, I mean, like I said, if you can get above 675 here on Sound, you could probably see a little bit of a bounce. So calls might be a decent idea. Sheesh, Macca, that's crazy. Are you like full porting every trade? Like what's going on? That's insane. Seeing like 25-30% swings. And then, yeah, like I said, I picked up some shares of USAS today. I think this is a good long-term hold, especially since gold recently has just been absolutely punished. Hadley, careful on those Q's calls. I mean, as you can see recently, it's been a very, very slow grind. So you're taking calls that are about $2 out of the money right now. Got like 2.5 hours till market close, so yeah, just be careful.
So I don't think we're going to get up to 578 on Qs today. There's about 2.5 hours left of trading. It's possible. The chances are really slim, though. I think we're just going to go back into some chopping. But we'll see. On AGNC, cons are still sitting at 0.10, but I probably won't trim until we see a break above $10. Looking to, there's a couple positions that I'm going to have to update. APA is one that will obviously need to be, I'll either need to dump that trade or average down. That's just due to the overall drop in energy right now. MO, Altria's actually dropping while the market's going up. I still have those. Bank of America calls are up 120%. Met U calls are up 200%. My hood leaps are green. The TQQQ calls that were down 40% yesterday are back green for me. I trimmed those for 34% earlier. I still have the KHC calls. AGNC calls are, like I said, up to 0.10. Probably won't trim those yet. Looking to probably take one more trade before close. I doubt it'll be on the indexes unless it's a lotto. Kind of odd. KHC isn't really moving up at all, and Altria MO is actually going down. All right, I'm going to end the stream here. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and just post them in Discord. Another question I've been getting a lot recently is the individuals who signed up for VIP who are trialing. Make sure that your email on WAP that you sign up with is the same as Discord. If you don't have the same email, it won't work. And then you'll need to claim access through WAP. And then it'll take you to Discord and you'll see all the VIP channels. I've added a few new learning content. Some new learning content in the learning section of the Discord. So yeah, go ahead and check those out. I will be adding a couple new indicators as some folks asked me today, just to make things easier for everyone.
Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna plug my Substack here. Just a little bit of shameless advertising here, but yeah, it's completely free for you guys. I post weekly outlooks, recaps, general market analysis, and all sorts of other good stuff on it. So yeah, I posted that in the YouTube comments. Yeah, hope to see you guys over there.
And if you guys haven't been following Raphael, he's excellent with his levels. Last week they were pretty much spot on, right?
Yeah, they were bang on. So this was 2 weeks ago. So not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that. Back when SPX was trading at like 6,600. Yeah, I was calling for a tap of 6,360, and yeah, we closed last week right at that level. So yeah, I would say I'm pretty accurate. So yeah, just if you want, just head on over there and yeah, enjoy my my content. It's completely free for you guys.
Awesome. All right. With that all being said, I'm going to end it here. Thanks everyone for showing up. I will catch you all later.